So, something really interesting is happening in the real estate world right now. For years, everybody just assumed the big national brands were the only game in town. But that's all changing. We're seeing these smaller, specialized boutique brokerages pop up. And they're not just surviving, they're actually winning. Let's dig into why that is.
I mean, it really begs the question, what's going on here? Why are so many talented, experienced agents walking away from these huge household names? This isn't just a little blip on the radar. It signals a major shift in what agents are looking for and what they need from a brokerage to really thrive.
And when you look closer, it really comes down to the business model. For a lot of these massive firms, the main goal isn't actually selling more real estate. It's about feeding the machine. A machine that's built to do one thing above all else: recruit more and more agents. And that singular focus has created a culture that top producers just can't wait to escape.
You know, if you talk to an agent who's made the switch, you hear the same 5 frustrations over and over again. First, the economics are just confusing. The compensation plan seems to change all the time. Then try getting a straight answer from a decision maker when a deal is on the line. Good luck with that. And the fees? Oh, the fees. A tech fee here, a franchise fee there, it never ends. It all leads to this impersonal culture where you feel like a number. But the thing that really breaks people? It's that constant, non-stop drumbeat to recruit, instead of focusing on what they got into this business to do: sell homes.
Okay, so this whole recruiting machine is basically powered by 2 different kinds of fuel. On one side, you've got profit share, which Keller Williams really made famous. The idea is you get a slice of the local office's profits. Sounds good, right? But the catch is obvious. If your office doesn't turn a profit, well, you get a slice of nothing. On the other side, there's revenue share, which is the big thing with cloud brokerages. This pays you from the company's overall revenue, which feels a bit safer. But at the end of the day, your payout is still completely tied to how well the agents you personally recruited are performing.
And both of these models are built around a single concept: the downline. You can just think of it as your own personal pyramid of recruits. The people you bring in, the people they bring in, and so on. All of a sudden, your job isn't just selling real estate. It's about building and managing this whole complex network underneath you.
And trust me, it can get insanely complicated. We're talking about payout structures with as many as 7 tiers. That means you could be earning a fraction of a percent from an agent 7 levels deep that you will never ever meet. But here's the kicker. To even get that money, you have to constantly hit your own performance targets to stay qualified. Your job description basically changes from real estate professional to expert in navigating a complex compensation chart. It's exhausting.
And this quote, this just cuts right through all the noise. It says everything. Because when a deal is falling apart at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday and your client is freaking out, you don't care about your downline. You don't care about 7 tiers of passive income. You need one thing: a broker who answers their damn phone and helps you solve the problem.
So all of this frustration and complexity has swung the door wide open for a different way of doing things. And that's the boutique brokerage. It's not a brand new idea, of course, but it is having a major moment right now because it's the perfect antidote to that growth at all costs mindset. So what is it that agents are really looking for? It's actually pretty straightforward. They want a broker they can call who can make a decision right then and there. They want practical advice on how to win deals in this market, not some pre-recorded module from 2 years ago. They want to get paid fairly and transparently without a bunch of hidden fees. They want tools that actually help them close more business. And they want the freedom to be themselves and build their own brand, all while having the support of a rock-solid brokerage behind them.
Okay, so let's make this real. Let's take a look at what this actually looks like in the wild. We're going to head down to Delray Beach, Florida, to a firm called Mangrove Realty, because they are just a fantastic example of this production-first model. And the story really starts with the founder, Damara Cohn. She got her license way back in 2001. But here's the key detail. She founded Mangrove in 2008. Think about that for a second. Who in their right mind starts a real estate brokerage in the middle of the biggest financial meltdown of our lifetime? A real operator, that's who. Someone who was forged in the fire of a tough market, who knows every angle of the business. Residential, commercial, you name it. Her expertise comes from experience, not from some corporate recruiting playbook.
And here's where they get really clever. Mangrove runs on what they call a 2-lane structure. Lane 1 is for free agents. These are your seasoned pros, the top producers who run their own show but need that high-level operational and marketing support behind them. Lane 2 is the Mangrove Realty team.
This is a smaller, hand-picked group that gets intensive daily coaching and quality leads straight from the brokerage. It's a brilliant way to serve two very different types of agents without compromising on quality for either one.
Okay, but let's address the elephant in the room. What about the stock? That's the huge carrot that the cloud brokerages dangle, right? The promise that you'll get rich from your stock awards. It's a super powerful recruiting pitch. But how's that promise actually played out in the real world? Let's take a quick look at the data.
Here's the number you need to know: $75.92. That was the all-time high closing price for EXP's stock, ticker EXPI, and it hit that peak on February 9th, 2021, right in the middle of that crazy market mania.
Now, take a look at this. Since that high point in 2021, well, the reality has been quite a bit different. For the most part, the stock has been trading way down, deep into the teens. Now look, this isn't investment advice, obviously, but it is a very sobering reality check for anyone who was sold on the dream of getting rich quick through stock options. It's proven to be a much more volatile bet than many expected.
So let's just put it all side by side. It makes the difference crystal clear. At a boutique, the primary energy is all about production, serving clients. At a cloud brokerage, it's about recruiting. Coaching at a boutique is hands-on, led by the broker. At a cloud brokerage, it's scaled, self-serve videos. The culture is selective and tight-knit versus huge, spread out, and mostly online. But for me, the biggest one is that last line, decision speed. We're talking minutes versus, well, whenever it can get through all the layers of bureaucracy.
Okay, so if the boutique model is winning, what's the playbook? How does a smaller company grow and scale without destroying the very culture that makes it special in the first place? Well, it turns out there's a pretty clear blueprint.
And here it is, 5 simple steps. Number 1, treat your agents like they are your most important clients. Their success is your success. 2, keep the economics simple, fair, and transparent. No gotchas. 3, use a smart structure, like that 2-lane model, to support both your heavy hitters and your rising stars. 4, build a brand in your local market that agents are genuinely proud to be a part of. And 5, and this might be the most crucial one of all, recruit for cultural fit, not just to increase your headcount. You are building a special forces team, not just filling up an army.
And that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. When it comes to building a business that lasts, what's actually more important? Is it the relentless, exponential pursuit of more and more people, or is it the patient, deliberate work of building an incredible culture that attracts and, more importantly, keeps the absolute best talent? Right now, it looks like the market is starting to vote with its feet.